Welcome to Healthy Vegan Living. I'm Gary, and what I want to do today is a kale muffin. It'll be like a savory muffin. I do want to say to you that this is going to be part of the McDougall diet. It's going to have starch and it's going to have some interesting vegetables. Now, this is a kale. Grew right from my garden, because you can tell it grew from my garden because they don't sell you kale with these large stems. They just sell it to you the leaves. And if you don't have a garden, but you want to make this interesting savory muffin, just go down and get a bag of kale, and you won't have to do all the chopping that I'm going to be doing with this muffin that I'm going to be making. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now, part of the ingredients for this savory muffin is you have to have cooked rice, so I'm going to be showing you how I cook my rice in the Instapot. I'm also going to be using a food processor so I can transfer and cut up all the rice and the ingredients all together. And what we're using is just basically ordinary brown rice. You see? Here it comes from our local grocery store at Stater Brothers. But if you can use any brown rice, you're right. Matter of fact, this particular savory muffin tastes even good with jasmine rice or basmati rice. It works. Okay, so let's get started, and we'll show you how to make this delicious holiday muffin that you can give to your guest. And if you're going out to a party or something like that, you can bring some extra for you so that it keeps you on your Starch Solution diet. See you in a bit.
Welcome to Healthy Vegan Living, a whole food plant-based lifestyle. Ingredients and directions: 4 packed cups of coarsely chopped kale leaves, 8 ounces portobello mushrooms, 1 green onion cut in pieces, 1 cup cooked brown rice, 1/3 cup unsweetened plain soy milk, 1/4 cup flaxseed meal, half a teaspoon Himalayan sea salt, 1/4 teaspoon ground black pepper, 1/4 cup nutritional yeast. Directions: in a food processor, apply the mushrooms, kale, green onions, and chop fine. You may need a spatula for the sides. Next, place the mixture in a large bowl with rice and mix together. Now add the soy milk, salt, pepper, and flaxseed meal into the bowl. Mix well. Try to put the same amount into each muffin cup. Optional, sprinkle nooch on top. Set oven to bake at 375 Fahrenheit. Insert the muffin holder into the oven for 45 minutes. Set a timer. Once finished, turn off the oven. Set a timer for 20 minutes to cool down. After eating, if you have any left, store in a glass or plastic container. Enjoy!
Now, to start the diet, you have to have the brown rice already cooked. So before we can even get into this recipe, we're going to show you how we do the rice. So if you have time, soak your rice beforehand. It hydrates it, and if there's any impurities in it, it will remove that too. But we're going to skip that today. We're going to pour the rice in the Instapot container, and we're going to add 2.5 cups of water. Now, you could add bouillon if you want to have a more seasonal type of rice. So we're going to pour that in, and we're going to put the Instapot on. Now, I always use manual. Okay, so I had just used it for something else. You're just going to add 2 more minutes. Once the Instapot turns itself on, it's starting the process. So it's going to take 5 minutes to come to pressure, 15 minutes to cook the rice, and then 10 minutes to vent it. Okay, so we'll see you in a little bit, and we'll show you what we do with the rice next. Before we go on to the recipe, let me toot my own a little bit. Beep, 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 beep. All right, so following the Starch Solution book, so far, right now, I have lost 28.5 pounds. My goal is to be 190 pounds total. So I am very, very close to that, and I'm hoping, this is close to November, Thanksgiving is coming up, I'm hoping by Christmas time I'll have reached my goal, but we'll see. But so far, that's what it is. So if you're looking for a way to be able to lose weight, even if you're 68 years old or 78 years old, nobody wants to be fat at the holidays. Everybody wants to look trim and good looking. This is the diet that works for you. And you can see it on each of my videos. It is working. And if you really want to take a look at what I eat every single day, go to Plant-Based Dads. He has a Facebook channel. Ask to come in, and I post every single day. But it's an accountability group, and this accountability group helps you choose better foods, better plates to be able to get to your goal. Ours is a little bit more relaxed, but we're still staying very close to the Starch Solution diet by Dr. McDougall. Mary created over 100 recipes in here. If you're very interested, you don't see what you like on other YouTube channels, check out this book. It's very well worth your while. All right, so we'll get started now. Now that the rice is cooking, we'll start chopping up the pieces, and then I can show you how to put together this delightful, savory kale muffin. All right, as you know, this kale came from my garden. So watch, what I'm going to be doing is snipping off the edges of the kale so the branches are all separated. And then I'm going to cut them up and put them in a food processor so that I can chop them to the smallest denomination, the smallest pieces I can get away with. Now, you don't have to throw away this stem. You can actually keep using it. What happens though, it gets really, really tough. So I save the stems and I put them in my stock, and that way I can get a little bit of nutrition out of it. All right, so then the next step, I'm just going to show you one leaf, and then we're going to quickly go on so that you don't have to. Okay, so I just chop off the ends like over here. Let's do a couple. And then I take a sharp knife and I put the leaves on top, and then I roll them together like this, and then I just do this to it. And I try to cut it in as smaller pieces as possible, and it'll just make it easier for when I put them in the food processor. Now the goal is to get 4 cups of kale in here, and you want it packed tight, really tight. This is all going to basically meld down to nothing. So just like spinach, so that's one of the reasons. Okay, so we're going to get this done, and we'll see you in a little bit. So the timer just rang. So next what we're going to do is we're going to show you the brown rice. So we have to go to the Instapot. Okay, at this point, there's still steam in the pot, so we're going to fast vent it. It should be fairly quick because we waited a full 10 minutes for it to natural vent. Okay, you saw it, you heard that? Now you just pick up, you drop anything in here, the water from the tap in. Okay, the next thing you do is you get a fork or a spoon, and you fluff it up. As soon as it's fluffed up, you measure it into your cup, and you need 1 cup of brown rice. Okay, so now let me move the camera and I'm going to show you all the ingredients. Now the ingredients are as follows. You need 4 cups of coarsely chopped kale. What I did, this is straight from my garden, it's organic, it's been washed, it's all ready to go. Then you need 8 ounces of portobello mushrooms. I noticed 3 large mushrooms easily makes 1 cup. Then you need 1 green onion, and I like the greens on the top of the onion, so I inserted them too. I'm missing the 1/3 cup of unsweetened soy milk. It's right here. This is West Soy, organic, unsweetened, and it's all ready to go. Next you need 1/4 cup of flax meal. I had flaxseed, so this is organic ground premium flaxseed. And then you need half a teaspoon Himalayan sea salt. Here's the Himalayan sea salt, and right in front of it is the half teaspoon. This is the black pepper, and you need a 1/4 teaspoon of that. The last thing you need is 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. This is a nutritional yeast I'm using. It's from Simple Organic. You can buy them at Sprouts, and there is a 1/4 cup. Now, for the food processor, which is located here, but it's going to be moved to the other side, you're going to apply the mushrooms, kale, green onions, and you're going to chop it fine. So that's going to be our next thing. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add the kale. It's trying to get away. And then we're going to add the green onions and the mushrooms on the other side, since the onions decided to go only on one side. Now the idea is to chop this fine. Alright, now the next thing you need to do is you get a big bowl. This is way overkill, just to show you. So it's a nice new bowl that I got last Christmas from my wife. You're going to add your rice. And then you're going to add, you're going to add your mixture together. Now that's going to be a little tricky because you have to take apart. There, you see how fine this is? That's what you want. You want it as fine as possible. So, okay, we'll just put this aside. It's amazing how 4 large squish cups of kale leaves just comes down to almost nothing. Okay, so now, once you get rid of all this, and you put all the other ingredients together, you mix it all up, and I'll show you the oven instructions. And you just mix it up together. As soon as this is mixed, then you start putting in all the other ingredients. The pepper, the salt, the milk, the nooch or nutritional yeast, and you mix it together. Once that's mixed together, then the next thing you do is you put it into a muffin pan. Now what this is different is that these muffin pans have the, let me show you, can't really, has the white inside edge and the metal on the outside. So what we'll be doing is we'll be spooning our mixture in the muffin pans. Now what I chose is I used Reynolds baking cups. There's 32 of them. They're 2.5 inches wide, that's 63 millimeters. Alright, so let's get this all mixed up together. And the next step will be spooning it into each of the muffin tins. Okay, now that's done. What we're going to do next is I'm just going to do one, and then I'll show you the process. Now to get things started, you want to turn on your oven to 375 degrees. So bake 375, start. Okay, while that's happening, you want to take your magic, and when you're going to try to find a way to do this, might be easier if you use one of these cups and then put it in. Get you a good base. So that worked, and then put it in. Now this has no flour, so it's gluten-free. And it's a perfect starch solution dinner because it has your rice and it has your vegetables. In this case, being kale and the onion. Now this mixture is enough for 6 muffins, so you got to get them in there. Hi dear.
Hey Gary.
So I'm getting this done.
Never seen green muffins before.
Thanks, honey. I'll be glad to serve you one later.
Yum.
And that's my sweetheart, Linda. Most of you know. Okay. So it's just a matter, let's get the bowl out of the way so you can see the muffins. Getting it all in there. Now the cool thing about these are not going to rise like say you were making flour and dough, you know. So you want to make sure that this is in your muffins. Okay, so I'll see in a little bit and I'll show you what it looks like when it goes in the oven. Alright, so as soon as the oven comes up to 375, then you're going to put your savory muffins in the stove for 45 minutes. And then when they come out, you're going to let them cool and then you're going to serve them. So this is a perfect thing for like the coming holidays that you have or Christmas. This follows the Starch Solution diet and it will keep you on track. Now while the oven comes to, I'm going to be cleaning all these dishes that I've gone dirty and we'll see in a little bit. Alright, now that the oven is at 375 degrees, you're going to put in your savory muffins inside. Remember that every oven is a little bit different, so when they start getting between 40 and 45 minutes or start getting brown on the very edges, that's when you pull it out. Then you're going to let it rest for 20 minutes. Alright, so we'll see in a little bit. Okay, so you saw me make the brown rice. So 1 cup went into making the muffins, and I still had 2 more bags worth, which I'll be able to use for future dishes. This will go in my freezer, and what happens is it freezes exactly like this, and what I do is I break pieces of it off to make my dinners. So this is part of the prepping that you need to do when you're doing the Starch Solution. Okay, so you can't possibly miss it when your muffins are ready. You can just smell it. It just smells so wonderful. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull them out. Close the oven. Cancel. Got to think about safety. And your savory muffins now need to cool for 20 minutes before you eat them. Then after that you pull them out of the tin and you're ready to try this out. Alright, so we'll see you in a few minutes and looking forward to that delicious savory muffin. Okay, so what we did is now we waited about 20 minutes for the muffins. And they're a little bit, no, they're just perfect. So then you can put them on a plate. Not a large plate, but it'll work. This one doesn't want to come out. Okay, and then we'll wash this. Now let's see what it looks like. Now these 6 muffins are made with kale and onions and a cup of brown rice. What's so cool about it is it follows the Starch Solution diet just perfectly. And the best part about having it in a muffin tin like this, you can bring it to any party. It's Christmas time, it's Veterans Day, it's Thanksgiving, it's parties. Parties are coming together now with families. You can do this, it's very easy. Now let me just, you should get the first bite. But anyway, so I'm just going to peel this one off a little bit here and see if it retains its shape. And it doesn't look like it's retaining much of a shape. The top is crispy, but it has a delicious taste. I probably should be eating it with my fingers, but that's the idea of having a cupcake out of it. Finger food. This, I think, is a winner. Gluten-free. Now, if you're going to have a large party, I've already done this, so I already know. You can double up on this. This is a very easy way to be able to make this recipe for a larger. So instead of having 6, you could have 12 or 24. Whatever is needed for your party. Well, thanks a lot for watching. All right, have yourself a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon on our next video. Bye-bye now.
Subscribe to us and give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Thank you for watching.
I recommend you use a spoon. Get it out. If you love kale, you're going to love this because it has a nice deep aroma of kale.